Consideration provided by...
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Hurry up, Dad. You've been in there forever.
I'm trying. This cheap stuff is too thin.
I told you not to get the other toilet paper. Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
My bottom's been saved. Woo-hoo!
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort.
What's everybody waiting for? This?
Okay, hon. We know you're clean. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Monday on ET, we've got more exclusive backstage interviews at the CMA Fest with folks like Luke Bryan, Dierks Bentley, and Keith Urban. But first, we've got one more thing to show you before we go. Good night, everyone.
I hate a privileged rapper who don't even know what it takes.
It's a good day to...
Happening now.
A 9-year-old child was sent to the hospital last night after being bit by a dog. And now we know what might happen to the dog, its owner, and what pet owners should keep in mind to keep their family safe.
Yeah, generally sunny and dry today, but we do have just a few more small storm chances to talk about. I'll get to that along with triple-digit heat. It's in sight.
Buy now, pay later. It's an option you see a lot now when you check out online. Coming up, a look at some of the risks and which one Consumer Reports rates the highest. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, a developing story. A second suspect now arrested in connection with a drive-by shooting last month that took the life of a 2-year-old girl yesterday. SAPD arrested that alleged shooter yesterday.
Today, the man who was accused of organizing the shooting walked in front of our cameras. That's him, just about an hour ago. Our John Paul Barajas was there. John Paul, what are these suspects facing?
Steve, Ursula, right now, both of these suspects are facing charges of capital murder, but additional charges could be coming. As you mentioned, today's suspect was not in the car during the drive-by, but is said to have organized this entire shooting after he and the intended target got into an altercation just days before that innocent 2-year-old was killed. That being said, today's suspect, Anthony Arizmendez, claims he's innocent.
Do you want to say for yourself or your family?
Yes, sir. I'm innocent.
Why are you in handcuffs?
Because supposedly they allegations.
On the afternoon of May 8th, police were called to a home in the 100 block of Future Drive on the north side for a shooting. When they arrived, they found 2-year-old Mackenzie Hernandez Garcia had been hit twice and was killed. They say she was standing close to the door at the time of the shooting. SAPD arrested the suspected shooter, Darian Turner, yesterday. Police add the intended target did live at the home that was shot at. And again, Arizmendez says he's innocent but did apologize for what happened.
Mackenzie Garcia is the name of the 2-year-old that was killed. Do you have anything you want to say to her family?
I'm sorry that happened, and I don't understand why I'm involved, but like I said, sorry for everything that they did.
Now, we did ask about additional arrests in this case. SAPD tells us this is an active investigation. We also then followed up with, did the drive-by shooter act alone in this case? And we were given the same exact answer. The detectives are still investigating. At Public Safety Headquarters, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Police still piecing together the chain of events from last night that sent a small child to the hospital with dog bites. Meanwhile, that dog taken by animal control, its owner likely facing charges.
And not only was the child injured, but an older man as well. Camelia Juarez with how Animal Care Services is handling the near tragedy. They're also reminding pet owners, if your animal hurts someone, you are responsible.
Just after 10:30 last night, San Antonio police responded to a dog bite involving a child at an apartment complex near Callahan and Culebra Road. Animal Care Services says a relative recently moved into the apartment with an American bulldog.
The child was playing with the dog when it appears perhaps the child fell down or tripped, and that's when the dog bit the child on the ankle.
The 9-year-old was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Another adult was nipped by the dog and checked out by doctors. Animal Care Services says when a dog bites or attacks someone, the dog's owner is responsible. The owner of the dog in this case will likely face charges for the dog bite and possible fines for the pet not having a rabies vaccination.
Even if they're just playing, even if they're just in the same room together, always supervise children around animals.
Currently, the dog is in ACS care, but its future remains unclear. If the owner surrenders the dog, ACS will keep it, but it will likely not be rehomed.
Generally speaking, if an animal has bite history, we don't feel safe putting that animal back out into the public. Therefore, the only choice that we have is to euthanize that pet.
Camalia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
To court now, and former San Antonio police officer James Brennan, who's facing charges for the shooting of 17-year-old Eric Cantu in a McDonald's restaurant parking lot. Brennan's attorney at the courthouse to talk with prosecutors today. That case still in the early stages as the state handing over evidence in this case. Brennan arrested last October for this, less than 2 weeks after this shooting. It left Cantu with multiple gunshot wounds. The teen sitting in a vehicle with his girlfriend eating when Officer Brennan ended up firing into that vehicle. The shooting captured on Brennan's body cam shortly after he was fired from the department. Top leadership saying he failed to follow department guidelines. The DA ultimately charged him with 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant, 1 count of attempted murder. The next step in this case, a pretrial motion hearing, which has not yet been scheduled.
Meantime, San Antonio police are trying to sort out the details of an argument that led to stitches in a man's arm. The cutting happening last night in the 2000 block of East Houston near North Palmetto Avenue. Officers say the man was arguing with a woman in the parking lot of a Rent-A-Center store just after 10 p.m. The argument escalated and police say the woman cut the man across the arm. He was taken to the hospital and was detained.
New at 5, 1 year after San Antonio voters approved millions of dollars in funding to expand a service dog nonprofit here. That group instead laying off some of its staff. Officials with Canines for Warriors confirms its West San Antonio facility was included in a workforce reduction. The organization, which has the San Antonio facility and 3 locations in Florida, cut its workforce by 20 positions. Officials have not said how many of those layoffs took place here. The city of San Antonio today confirmed construction on the expanded facility, which was to include more than $2 million in city bond money, hasn't even started yet. District 8 Councilman Manny Pelaez, who spearheaded efforts to get Canines for Warriors to come to San Antonio, told KSAT this afternoon. Quote, the city council structured this deal with Canines for Warriors in a manner that would minimize San Antonio's losses in the event of non-fulfillment of the contract. Thankfully, those protections remain in place. Nonetheless, I'm disappointed that this organization is facing these challenges. End quote.
Tomorrow is election day for the city's runoff elections, and San Antonians living in Districts 1 and 7 are going to get to decide the remaining city council seat races. In District 1, current District 1 Councilman Mario Bravo going up against Suk Kar. And regardless of who wins the District 7 race, there will be a new council representative there, Marina Alderate Gavito and Dan Rossiter vying for that seat. The polls open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have a list of the polling locations on KSAT.com. And of course, we will have a complete recap of the results tomorrow night on the Night Beat and on KSAT.com.
It is a pickup he will not forget. We're going to tell you about that story coming up.
Meantime, around Texas, Austin police releasing this mugshot of real estate investor Ken Paxton's associate, the Texas Attorney General's associate. His name is Nate Paul, and he was arrested yesterday. He is facing a felony charge, but it has not been specifically released to the public. Last month, Texas House of Representatives voting to impeach Paxton over an alleged years-long pattern of corruption, that is. The whistleblowers accused Paxton of using his authority to benefit Nate Paul, who had donated tens of thousands of dollars to Paxton's re-election campaign. Paxton, meanwhile, awaiting a state Senate impeachment trial and is temporarily suspended from his duties.
Now to that riot I was talking about in North Carolina. A Lyft driver's car became the target of a gunman on I-85. Charlotte police say shortly after picking up 3 teenagers, that Lyft driver told them a car pulled up beside him. Someone in that car started shooting at his, aiming at the teens in the back seat. The back window shot out. The driver went off the road to get away, and when he stopped, the 3 teens jumped out and ran away. All 3 teens were taken into custody. 1 was shot. Police are investigating exactly what happened.
And a story we need to keep in mind this summer. A couple in Oklahoma now facing charges after police rescued 36 dogs, including puppies, from inside a parked and sweltering U-Haul truck. That discovery made during the middle of a hot afternoon. Police say while the temperature outside was 84, inside it had reached over 100 degrees. All of the dogs were found alive by police, but one of them had to be euthanized after its organs began to fail. The animals were stacked up in cages on top of each other, the conditions described as filthy. The man and the woman arrested in connection with the case are now looking at 36 counts of animal cruelty.
Joran Vandersloot, the main suspect in the disappearance of Natalie Holloway, in a Birmingham, Alabama federal court today to face extortion charges. Vandersloot pleading not guilty to charges that he tried to extort $250,000 from Holloway's mother in exchange for revealing where Natalie's body was located. Natalie's mother arrived at the courthouse to attend today's hearing. Just yesterday, Vandersloot was flown to the U.S. from Peru, where he's serving a 28-year sentence for confessing to killing a Peruvian woman. Holloway disappeared in Aruba in 2005. A judge declared her dead. Her body has never been found.
We're going to take a look outside with your traffic authority cameras, and you can see a bit of a parking lot here at US 90 at Couples Road. You can see traffic moving into the city, moving along nice and easily. Moving out, not so much. It is rush hour on a Friday.
A sunny rush hour with very green grass, but we're starting to fall into a relatively dry pattern compared to what we've been seeing the past couple of months. Now, that said, we still have a few more opportunities for rain. Right now, up in Kerr County, very drought-stricken part of our area, getting a nice little downpour, a little bit of lightning and thunder, and actually some pea-sized hail previously with this rogue thunderstorm that is now splitting up, and it looks like it's really starting to weaken. Should it actually hold together by the time it makes it into Bandera County, the remnants of this could clip city of Medina by 5:49 p.m. This is what it looks like, though, for some folks that are seeing the blow-off clouds from the top of that storm. You see the development over the past several hours. The thunderstorm flared up. Visible satellite imagery then shows the high clouds being spread eastward through Sisterdale, Blanco, and parts of northern Comal County. Otherwise, we're just feeling the heat right now. It feels like June. 101 on the thermometer in Warren's backyard, 99 in Schertz, Panna Maria in Floresville, 98, 95 in Bernie. Still another opportunity for rain to talk about, maybe even some severe storms, then triple digits combined with humidity. We'll get to it in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Coming up, buy now, pay later. It's tempting, but it's not always a good idea.
We're going to give the pros and cons that could save you money next.
I'm Myra Arthur in the newsroom with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. What's the reason for a spike in shootings in San Antonio? It's a question the San Antonio police chief is trying to answer himself. What he said today at the scene of another deadly shooting after a man fired on officers for nearly 30 minutes. Plus, while cities can't do much about gun laws, one San Antonio city councilman thinks there is a tool the city could be trying. Why he thinks a gun buyback idea could work now when it didn't just a few years ago. And voting rights advocates in Texas say the U.S. Supreme Court did the right thing by rejecting an argument made in an Alabama case.
If you're going to bring a voting rights case, you have to do it without respect to race.
What this could mean to a similar case challenging how the lines were redrawn here in Texas. All that and more today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. Buy now, pay later. You see that option a lot when you're checking out from online shopping, restaurants, grocery stores are even offering payment plans.
But are all of these services safe? 12 News High's Marilyn Moritz on what to know before you buy now, pay later.
With just a few clicks, you can buy something but spread out the payments, typically 4 payments over several weeks or months, and you pay no interest. Sounds great, which may explain why buy now, pay later apps are becoming popular. A recent survey found 21% of Americans said they'd used buy now, pay later at least once. But what about the fine print?
There's questions about these loans' lack of consumer protections. So we tested some of them to see how safe they really are for consumers.
Consumer Reports analyzed 8 popular buy now, pay later apps for safety, privacy, and transparency. PayPal came out on top, scoring 89 out of 100 and getting high marks for fraud protection and offering good security practices. Some others leave a lot to be desired. PerPay and Zilch scored lowest, doing poorly in the privacy control tests. And there's more.
Our results found some troubling issues, like not all of them clearly disclose loan fees.
She suggests taking screenshots of each loan term page before you hit accept. This could help you if you need customer service in the future. Fraud and ID theft are also concerns.
You should make it a habit to regularly check your buy now, pay later account for fraudulent charges and to review all transaction and email notifications from your loan provider.
If for some reason you can't make a payment, contact the company beforehand because you might be able to reschedule it. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, today it certainly felt like June.
Yes.
It felt like South Texas
it felt like July.
June. I mean, it is warm outside.
Man, I got into my car with the windows rolled up after it had been parked for about an hour and a half. Oh my goodness, we're here.
Yes, we are. We're here, and it's only going to get a bit hotter. Not only that, but because of all the rainfall that we've had over the past couple of months, we've got very high soil moisture, which combined with the heat is going to make for high humidity levels until the soil starts to dry out a bit toward the end of next week. Let's take a look at our high temperature trend. Tomorrow back to 97, Sunday 99. By Monday we're expecting 100 degrees. Of course, any given day here, Saturday or Sunday, we could hit 100, but we are anticipating 100 or even slightly higher for all of next week. We'll talk about what that means in terms of the heat index and humidity in a moment. First of all, look at the radar. Remember that 10% chance we were talking about for today? Here it is, especially up in Kerrville, just west of Comfort as well. The storm split apart. Now we've got 2 different cells that are pushing southward into Bandera County pretty slowly at 10 miles per hour. I'll have another update on that coming up, the news at 6. And by the time it's rained itself out, we'll take a look at how much rain actually fell. But what we're also going to watch this evening, as is so often the case, the development of storms in West Texas, because they could be, the leftovers of those could be carried our way. First into Valverde County later on tonight, and then potentially even a leftover stray light shower just drifting our way by the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. We do have this little bump, this ridge in the upper level flow, but also some energy coming into it. And this energy coming into it in northern Mexico and southern New Mexico, that's going to help kickstart some of those showers and storms in West Texas. And then tomorrow afternoon, likely in North Texas, kickstarting new storms. Now, what that means for us is should some activity actually organize, we could get the leftovers of it as it would drop southward around that ridge. In turn, our severe weather risk tomorrow on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being a real big slam dunk and widespread outbreak, we're looking at a 1 to 2. And this is generally north of Highway 90. Most of it's going to be from Waco to Dallas to Tyler, Texarkana, and over to Lufkin. But around here, there's that off chance. We have another 10% chance of a storm, where I know the storm chances are low end, but if one does develop, it would likely become strong to severe with localized hail and maybe even some damaging winds. So that's why we have that severe weather risk tomorrow north of Highway 90, tomorrow afternoon and evening. Again, it's a low end chance, just something we'll keep an eye on for you. Have your Weather Authority app handy, enable the notifications, and we'll let you know if anything pops up. Thereafter, sunny, dry, and feeling the summer heat. Here's our big blue H. We're all familiar with the heat high. Notice how it creeps in and parks itself over the valley next week, and that's going to push down on us, warming us up and influence our temperature. So today, 97, that's 5 degrees above average. For a change, we're actually running above average, but we're also combining it with this high humidity. Look at these dew points, largely in the lower 70s. Now, usually in the afternoon, we see the dew points fall off a bit. They drop. That's not really the case right now, and probably won't be for a few more days, because of all that soil moisture. The sun beating down on our ground evaporates some of that water out of the soil, and it turns into mugginess and stickiness for us. So we don't get that break. In turn, heat index probably up to 107 at times this weekend. Temperatures right now, 103 officially in Del Rio, Cotulla 105. We're 95 in Helotes, Converse 94. We start the day tomorrow at 74, make it up to 97, just like today, a lot of sunshine. Air temperatures tomorrow, upper 90s, right near 100 for everybody. By Sunday, we tack on a few more degrees, so we'll get that heat index that feels like of 102 to 107, and I think that's going to last in the early part of next week until the top part of the soil starts to dry out a little bit more.
We've gotten so used to this nice, moist land here. Summer's here.
Here come the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this Bernie Champion team, they laid it on the line last night. They played very well.
Yeah, I mean, they fought all season long. Unfortunately, they did not get past Argyle yesterday in the 5A state semifinals. Champion Chargers coming up a little bit short thanks to handing out a lot of walks. Plus, the Oklahoma Sooners have the most dominant softball team around. Coming up. The Bernie Champion baseball team battled like they have all year long, but they came up short in the Class 5A state semis last night against Argyle at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. Top of the first inning, the Chargers strike first. Jordan Ballin looking to steal third. The Eagles catcher throws to third baseman, but the ball is high and in the left field it goes. Ballin runs home and slides in ahead of the throw, and Champion leads 1-0. Score that as an E2. Top two, Champion strikes again. Gage Goldberg hits one over the third baseman's head and fair. Grant Kinzel scores from second base, and Champion leads 2-0, but that was it for run support. Champion pitchers only gave up 3 hits, but they issued 10 walks with 4 hit batters, which cost them in the end. The Chargers' wonderful season is over, 5-2.
Obviously, our command on the mound and all that, but our kids have battled all year on the mound for us, so we'd like to take back some of those free ones, but they made some good plays defensively. Yeah, we couldn't string another inning together past the second, but they're a good team, so that's what happens when you play good teams. You got to play really, really good baseball, and we didn't play bad tonight. We didn't play bad at all. We battled the whole way through. They had a lot of quality at bats. They strung our pitchers out and made them throw a lot of pitches, and eventually we had to get multiple guys on the mound, and they ended up winning towards the end, so that's how baseball goes.
Chargers will lose 9 seniors, but they still have plenty of key players coming back for next season. In college softball, the Oklahoma Sooners beat Florida State 3-1 last night. They captured their 3rd consecutive NCAA national championship and their 7th natty overall. In beating the Seminoles, they stretched their D1 record winning streak to 53 games and counting. Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Nuggets and Heat will go down tonight in Miami. Denver won Game 3, 109-94, taking a 2-1 series lead. Denver was powered by the duo of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, who both had 30-point triple-doubles. The first time teammates have done that in any game in NBA history. Now, tonight isn't a must-win elimination-wise for the Heat, but still they don't want to lose to the Nuggets again, heading back to Denver for Game 5.
It's got to be a must-win for us, and really just, a must effort. Like, I think we got to come in with the mentality to be the hardest playing team. And once you do that, I feel like you give yourself the best chance.
Game 4 is tonight at 7:30 live right here on KSAT 12. And Denver is favored by 3.5 points.
Yeah, I think it's a must win for Miami.
I do too.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Feeling the heat and the humidity, especially this weekend into the early part of next week. 10% chance of storms, otherwise dry.
Thanks so much, Adam. Thank you for watching the News at 5 all week with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.